Hello world. Maria Banga, and this is actually going to be the official end of my relationship with Roy. I mean, it had ended like since February, but I had not spoken about it like I'm going to speak about it today, and I'm not attacking him. I'm not attacking myself. I'm not defending myself. I'm not pulling the blanket anyway, but I'm just saying what is, and I don't think I'm the only woman who has gone through such a relationship, or who has idolized the relationship, or who has encountered narcissism in her relationship. And yes, I know that sometimes narcissism can also be present in women. It has actually been present in women, and statistics have shown that, but it is much more present in men. And so I'm going to be talking about narcissism, and I'm going to be talking about how it played out in my relationship with Roy, and that's the name I gave this guy. And I mean, I'm in a very different place now, but because I want to start talking about this new relationship much more and the experiences I'm getting, because the whole point of me talking about things is sharing my experiences. That's my purpose in life, to inspire, motivate people from all walks of life with my personal experiences. And that's a very big mission, and one I have embraced, and whether people get it or they don't get it, that's my mission, and that's my purpose in life, and I'm living it. And well, 90% of it, I'm happy, and I'm just like, God, give me the grace, guide me, and help me, heal me, teach me, show me, and all of that. So before I talk about narcissism, Roy, for those who were not following me, I'm a very intense person, full of passion. So whoever I have in my life, whichever relationship, it's broadcasted, it's beautiful, it's blah, blah, blah. And then sometimes it dies down, and then I'm crying, and I bury it, and then I move on. I take some time, I heal, and I move on. And I'm like, okay, I learned the lesson from now on. Be more careful next time, or whatever. And it's just beautiful. And then I share, that's my life. So Roy is this guy I went to primary school with. I met him in primary school. And he's like, how many years older than me? 4, kind of. And so yeah, right from primary school, he was this very quiet guy, an introvert. He still is an introvert, and a quiet guy who doesn't really talk much. And me, I talk so much. So of course, I'm going to be attracted to someone who doesn't talk much, because if we have to be spending our time talking too much, who is going to listen to who? But well, sometimes people who don't talk like that, you don't know what's going on in their head anyway. So I've done some videos in the channel I created to talk about this relationship, and the link is somewhere. I'm going to share it again. You can go and watch and refresh yourself anyway. So Roy and I separated after like 2 years in primary school, just being very good friends, holding hands and stuff. And then we reconnected when I was in the university. I think he was also in the university. He had fallen bush somewhere. He was studying medicine somewhere and stuff. We reconnected briefly, just for one night somewhere, and nothing really happened. But we did reconnect. We knew each other. We spoke. We had a nice time at the nightclub. And then, well, he saw me off to my hotel, and he went to their home. And the next day, I just saw him briefly. Maybe we had lunch. I cannot really remember. And then I went to Douala, so nothing happened. And then we reconnect again on Facebook in 2019, when he finds me or stuff. He sends me a request. And then we are talking, and then we are like, he is the one who brings this up. Like, I really like you. Maybe we should take this relationship further. And I was like, I had just come out of one, and I was really, vulnerable. That's a good time, when you're vulnerable. People who have narcissism or narcissistic traits, they can pick that out. And this is somebody who has known me in a way, because when you talk too much, you tell people all about you, so they can just know you like a book, and then they can just come to you in that kind of beautiful way. So while Roy came, well, I was still I was kind of healing, and because I know what I know now as a psychotherapist and everything, I was reluctant, but Roy knew the things to say and stuff, and then he will, sometimes pull back, but no, the communication was daily, the love bumping was, and I'm coming in December, so I just want you to keep yourself for me, and I was excited because this was my Roy. I'm the one who courted Roy in primary school. I'm the one who told Roy I liked him in primary school and everything. So for me, it was like, wow, okay, finally I'm going to have Roy. And Roy bush faller, and Roy is in whatever situation, that doesn't matter. I was happy to have Roy, and of course I was telling the whole world, my Roy, my Roy, my Roy, my Roy, my Roy. And so when Roy came in December, well, red flags. Before then, there has been push and pull. I talked with my big sister about it, and I was like, no. I even actually called Roy out. I was like, look at this way you are behaving. Look at this way. You are a narcissist. You have an avoidant personality attachment. I am not going to cope with that, and stuff. And ghosting, block me, and But big red flag in December. Roy came in through Turkey Airway. He cooked up some story how the flight was held in Turkey, and and his luggage got missing, and It didn't make sense to me, but well, I let it be, because he said, when I actually really confronted him, because somehow I'm also a lawyer, so you cannot really lie to a lawyer like that. So I was able to put 2 and 2 together. I was like, okay, let me just see your passport. Then he could not lie. Now my passport is to my mom. I saw the passport. Somehow he had made an ID, and I had to use the ID to do something, and so I could see the date that it was issued. It was the date he actually came, not the date he told me he came like 2 weeks later. And I was like, you lied to me. Why? Now I wanted to surprise you. Mark. That was in January, right? That was in January, because we finally saw like towards the end of December. And then he disappeared for some time, going to spend Christmas or New Year with his mom. I don't know. I also did not want to not only I did not want to, but I don't do that. I don't bomb into a relationship. I can be excited about it, but I'm not going to want to know where you are 24/7, go to you and say, let's meet. He also taught me that, in his way of disconnecting with joy, he wants you, he doesn't want you, and stuff like that. And I wasn't going to play that kind of girl to, play house and move in with you and stuff like that. So it was really like, and I was doing that, I was sharing all of that live or updates, so it's not like I'm saying something which I didn't say before and stuff like that. So in January, there was this kind of like one day in the week that come when I want you, don't come when I don't want you. But he could pop up in my old house without telling me, like almost at 10 p.m. when we were sleeping, and he said it was a surprise, he was just in the neighborhood, and I could feel like he was from drinking. He actually said he was out with his cousins or something. One of them even visited or stopped by the office last week on Saturday. That's the one who was really like his chief flying monkey, and the first one that I blocked, and they were wearing goggles and stuff. And then they passed from inside. I can see the people outside. From outside you cannot see me, but the door was open, and so they were passing like they didn't know this office. And then after they came back, and then they came and I met them at the door, and they said, I was just passing, and I was like, it was not nice to pass without stopping by, and I was just smiling in my heart like, but you had already gone down, why did you come back? Whatever. Anyway, so he said he was hanging out with his cousins and stuff, and he really smelled like he had drunk. And this is somebody who did not used to drink, or who says he doesn't drink. So that night it was weird. Nothing happened, thank God, because I was on my period. But when he even tried to touch me and I said I was on my period, I'm going to put this on YouTube. You know me, I say everything, so I don't really care. I mean, it's cool. That's my own way. I said I was on my period. He said, so you're unclean. You know the Bible says blah 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 blah. And so he shifted there, and I was like, whatever, good riddance. I was already fed up with his attitudes anyway. So that was practically the last time he spent the night in my house. And so one other day, That was on the 15th of February, because 14th of February, when I called him like on the 13th, thinking that, well, we could still be together. Are you going to be around on the 14th? He was like, no, I'm not going to be around, whatever. I'm going to wherever. I was like, oh, okay, I'm done. That's good. Fine. Bye. This is not the kind of toxic pull and pull relationship I want to find myself in. As much as I love you, Roy, as much as I am the one who crushed on you in primary school, nope, I'm not going to do this to myself. No, not at all. So I don't even know if we ever had any healthy span of a romantic relationship from July 2019 to February 2021. We saw each other, like he came in December 2019, went back in that same December, like after 5 days, he just came for his father's funeral, and then he came again in December 2020 and was around till maybe April, but by February I was done. And the good thing is that before he left, he came back and we actually had lunch together. We spoke about it, and he said, yeah, I mean, I was hurting you, I'm sorry. I don't think that it was right to hurt you. I have so much going on in my life. Please forgive me. And I was like, yeah, you know, I really love you, right? I forgive you. I'm praying for you. Go ahead. I wish you the best, and anything I can do to help you, as I'm a lawyer. But it's true, I take whatever part of my heart I had given you back. And so it took me some time, and then I'm now into another relationship, and it's so healthy for me. And with a younger person, I'm going to be talking about that progressively. But that's also another way of healing and moving on. And so that is Roy. And what makes me talk about narcissism in our relationship is because, come to think of all what I know and all what I'm watching and all what happened, and looking at it now, I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of narcissism involved. He might not have had a diagnosis, or he might have had, I don't know, but I did call him out. I did tell him, you're a narcissist, and this is it, right? I once did a video talking about narcissism. At that time, I had not yet had a narcissist in my life, you know, but now that I have had one and I can diagnose Roy, I don't have any problem with that. Roy cannot sue me. We know each other too well for that. This is what it is, and it is something to actually feel sorry for them, but it's also something to protect yourself from them, because I don't think that they know or they care enough because of what has happened to them. But you cannot carry their cross on your head. It's just going to crush you. So you protect yourself in one way or the other. You go no contact, or you start to care less, and all of those kind of things. Actually, I'm no contact with Roy now. The last time I wrote to him, I sent him an email to give him an update about something I was following up on his behalf. He had tried to get back to me on WhatsApp, but I didn't want to grant him access to my WhatsApp. So I told him, no, you can only contact me by email. And he hasn't since then, and I'm not doing that too, right? But whatever. I mean, I can see him tomorrow on the street. I'm not going to spit on him. He's not going to spit on me. He cannot harm me. Nope. And I'm emotionally protected. I'm done. Blocked. Emotionally detached completely from Roy. Okay, so narcissism is the pursuit of gratification from vanity or egotistic admiration of one idealized self-image and attributes. That's from Wikipedia. So Roy knew that he is so great. I'm actually working with a client now who is a narcissist, and I just laugh at how this client, they initially tried to impress me, and then they realized they couldn't impress me, so they're coming down slowly. It will take some time, but I've let them know that hey, they're not my ideal client. They're not doing me a favor, and I'm not interested in their money. They can go and bluff elsewhere. So, well, they're interested in behaving now better. So 1 minute, let me put my phone on charge. I'm going to have to hold it, but because I've started doing this live, I'm going to finish it. I wanted to actually do it on YouTube, or do it and put it on YouTube, but because a lot of people who watch me on Facebook don't follow me on YouTube, I'm not stingy, so I'm going to do this live, and then I'm going to upload it on YouTube later for those who watch that channel later. So yeah, Roy knows that. He knows so well. He does. He has been an associate pastor. He has so many qualifications like myself, but so he knows that he knows so well, and he does. But because he doesn't have any empathy, he doesn't have any feelings, he doesn't relate with emotions, he doesn't deal with those things and stuff like that. And for me, whatever it is Roy, but in the end, no, people who don't have emotions, people who don't understand why you feel anything, be very careful with those people. So narcissism is characterized by a grandiose sense of self-importance that's so important, a lack of empathy for others, even you, their girlfriend or their wife, they don't have no empathy for you. Anytime they try to show like they have any affection for you because they need something from you. And I saw that in my relationship with Roy. Seriously, he would make me buy him arrow from here and take to his house in some place that takes me like 500 to get there. He has a car, he has a driver, he could send the driver, but he will not. He knows that I can do that and I will do it. And then one time I was like, why would you buy food from here or cook food I take to Roy, whereas he can send the driver? And I was like, hey, stop, I'm not doing that again. But I had done that like 2 times, and stuff like that. So yes, they have an excessive need for admiration, Of course, they want, yeah, well, so, and they believe that they are unique and they deserve special treatment. Yeah, so you like me, no, I'll be all right now. The emotional blackmail for him was like, and then, well, he was an only child, so of course he has been pampered and he has been his mother's egg, and so he knows that he's super special and all of that. If you encounter someone who consistently exhibits these behaviors, you may be dealing with a highly narcissistic individual. We say run. So this kind of person can have a narcissistic personality disorder, which is a mental condition in which people have an inflated sense of their own importance and a deep need for excessive attention and admiration. Now, as a psychotherapist, I'm not going to really be quick to diagnose Roy with a narcissistic personality disorder looking at it this way, because I don't know if his sense of importance was inflated. Maybe because I didn't see it that way, because, well, I am who I am too, there's nobody who can really blow themselves up to me. But I did think that he had a sense of importance in some way with these flying monkeys around him. They always have flying monkeys, people who are just at their beck and call, to do whatever, but they need excessive attention and admiration. He loved that, and then troubled relationships. From what he told me, all his relationships have been troubled. And then I know, if somebody has been married 2-3 times and they keep finding trouble only with their partners, everybody has trouble apart from them, and a lack of empathy, very important. So maybe not. So how does this play out in relationships, and what are the signs? What can you do? What can't you do? I put all my notes there, So in my relationship with Roy, well, these are the red flags. It's always about them. Like, if Roy is not a talkative, he doesn't talk. But if he starts to talk, you are not going to talk. Once I went there and when the first red flag, and I was like, Roy, we need to talk. I was impressed that he spoke that day, but I now realized that we spoke for 2 hours. I spoke for 30 minutes. We spoke for an hour and a half. Like, he even let me talk, probably because he was like, he knew he could not shut me down. But I was happy to let him talk because I wanted to listen to him, to learn. But then I realized it was all protecting himself, defending himself, victimized, playing the victim and explaining himself and blah, 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 and and then in the end he still got what he wanted, which was some good sex, which was some good taking care of him, which was some I was like, this is thing I talk to people about and I'm going to fall into this trap. No, Mark, no. Because I'm a spiritual person, I was like, God, what is this? What are you teaching me? He was like, I wanted you to experience it yourself firsthand. So next time you are talking to somebody, you have firsthand experience. And I was like, okay, thank you. Please, let me get out of this place very fast. Of this relationship. It was very painful, but I did. So the second thing is your interests do not matter. Of course, he didn't even ask me what I want to do. Look, there was a time when I got this gig with Life Assist. It's a company in South Africa. I'm a therapist with them, and they sometimes give me clients. I actually have one client right now. They're the ones who referred me this client. When I shared it with him, he was the first to blast it, But oh my goodness, I could blow up. There was nothing about me that could get Roy to even excite or validate us. That everything is. I even stopped sharing my things with him. But when it's his own, he even wanted me to write a book for him, and I was like, what? I was actually writing my book at that time. Roy wanted me to stop writing my book and write his own book. I was like, hey, no, I've come too far, my friend. You made me at the wrong time. If it was 5 years ago, yeah, you could play with me like that. But now, you cannot. But then I was still hoping, Yeah, if they have a headache and you have a major surgery, your surgery can wait. Hey, Roy was sick at some point. That's also why we could not see a lot. He wanted me to be coming to the hospital and doing that thing that people do to go and take care of people in the hospital. I was like, no, my friend, I cannot. And I did not do it. And so he ghosted me for some time. Look at baby walk. But I did not care, It was really like, what is this whole thing? You only get affection when they want intimacy. Yes, I don't even consider that affection. Like, all of a sudden, he will call you, he will tell, and then, hey, you need come? And then I would go in an afternoon or stuff, and then as soon as he gets what he wants, hey, my cousins are coming back, I'm living with them, It did not really affect me because I didn't want to even spend the night there, but it was like, you're discarding me, you have had what you wanted, right? Okay. So next time he said, can you come? I was like, no, I cannot come. You know the road to my house. And then, well, anyway, I'm not even home. Me too, because I got to pick it from him, But it's not good to hang around such people. They can actually turn you into a narc. The next one is what? You only get intimacy when they want, not when you want. Of course. Roy, what's your program this weekend? No, I'm traveling, I'm building here, I'm doing this. Whether it was true, was not true, I never asked to go with him. I have my own life. Okay, the conversation can last 3 minutes when it's you, but must last 5 hours when they want to talk about their interests. I already said that. It really did happen like that. 3 minutes, you say, I don't talk too much. Nah, you don't over talk. Nah. Too full of themselves and feel entitled to all compliments, achievements, and accomplishments. God only created them, but everything else is their hard work. Emotional abuse is part of the package. Indeed. Yes, I was emotionally abused once more. Like, I will write, he will reply in 3 days or not. I will call in the morning, he will see the missed call and call back the next day. I mean, as much as I'm also somebody who doesn't want to, but at least once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day, that's healthy. Not that you write to somebody on Monday, they reply on Wednesday. I started to rationalize that, and a friend of mine pointed that out to me, and like, you were making a lot of excuses for Roy, you were justifying, you were rationalizing, and that was it. And I have no problem admitting to that. Everybody has shortcomings, weaknesses. I really did love this boy, but no more. Even if Roy shows up today, he knows me now. I'm moved. Not too far from physical abuse if all of the above meets the slightest resistance. This is something he did not do. He did not even try. And I think not all narcissists have all of these traits. So I give it to him. He didn't try, and I wouldn't even have talked to him 1 second if he tried to even just raise his voice. Or there's some narcissists who are overt, and there's some narcissists who are covert. And there's some narcissists who are fake empaths. So you need to know. So they are very manipulative. They are. I've learned so much. I can coach people. That's why when working with this one, I told him from day one, he has taken the test, the results are out. I think he wants to change. So maybe for his children, for his family, for his life, he will change. But I'm like, I pity the girls who have been dating him. They have been having issues upon issues. So, but they will make you believe you're the one with the problem. Well, of course, it was always my fault. Oh, it's always you. Hey, it's always you, Marie. It's always you. Until I could start thinking like, is something wrong with me? Hi, grandson. Is something wrong with me? Why am I looking at it this way? Maybe I should give him benefit of doubt. Stuff like that. They will make you think you are worthless. You are good for nothing. That didn't happen to me. But that could happen, if I had stayed on with him. And that could happen to you if you're in a relationship with somebody who behaves like this. They will keep telling you how lucky you are to have them. Yeah, well, you're Roy now. You're not happy that you have your Roy finally. You're always trying to make it like you are happy you finally have me. You are happy. Beautiful me. I should be happy to have you because you are handsome. More handsome than who, you know? He's even the one who made me to start saying that I'm beautiful, so nobody should think that I'm coming after them because they're handsome. Handsome? What am I doing with your handsome? Okay, so you will keep apologizing even for the things they are guilty of. You apologize for your very existence and dream in apologies every time you close your eyes. Yeah, sometimes I used to apologize, not much, but that is it. You will doubt even the breath you take. No, those ones are, I've forgotten the term. Those kind of narcissists who are so ingrained in it, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. So I also put some things there that I found on YouTube that could help people, you know, 9 signs someone is a narcissist, 3 things narcissists hate with passion according to the channel Exposing the Narcissist, how to break up with a narcissist according to Dr. Ramani, and I followed that. That's how I broke up with them. How narcissists respond to no contact. I don't care how Roy is responding. It's not my cup of tea. For victims of narcissistic abuse, you can subscribe to the channel. The good thing is I ran, I prayed, I ran, and I am not in any form emotionally concerned about him. Like, I don't even want to know if Roy dies today. Like, I don't. So when his cousin stopped here on Saturday, I didn't even want him to enter the office. I saw him coming, so I met him at the door, and he just said, I didn't even ask him how for Roy, nothing. I just wanted him to go very fast. Just go, go, go. Because I was like, oh, you can even stop here. I mean, that cousin was a flying monkey. He was such an enabler. He was even the one he was the one I even had on WhatsApp. He was the one who knew when he was coming. I asked him, has he come? He's the one who lied to me. No, he has not come. No, he was held over in Turkey because of COVID. Somebody tested positive in their flight. And I put that on Facebook only for that thing to be a lie. And I was so ashamed to come back and say that was a lie. I was embarrassed and I was like, let me heal from this whole thing. And then I'm going to give it to them. Can you imagine? And this is somebody I cook and they came and ate in my house. This is somebody, oh my goodness. So I'm putting this out there to also say, be very careful. When people sometimes say the people who will pierce you around you. Yes, this guy came with his girlfriend to my house and they ate. We traveled to Chang together. I brought stuff. You know me, as I travel, I have everything. Spare toothbrush, water, toothpaste, la la la. So they didn't have, and so they were using what I brought. I mean, when he came for his father's funeral, I changed money into 500 because I knew they might not remember that they would need 500 to give out during the funeral. And of course, he gave his cousins own because that was his chief chinda, you know, flying monkey around. And stuff, slippers, spare slippers, this, that, and stuff. I was like, Mark, I'm so good. So it's really that relationship that made me kind of like start to take a step back. And I'm like, I can't be this good anymore. No, you can't be this good anymore. So even in the work I do, I'm like, nope, I can't be this good anymore. This is my price. If you can't pay it, get lost. If you come to me for small help for HYB and you are trying to jack me down and you are not getting your act together, get lost. I have some small narcissism in me too. We all do. It's on a continuum. It's just like, don't exaggerate. Don't let it take your humanity out of you, but that is it. So that's what I wanted to share. This relationship, fortunately, they were not here. So I was not one to be putting data and airtime and calling people and trying to find out what's going on in your life. Why are you not picking my WhatsApp calls and stuff? There was a time when I actually put a card and I called, and then they picked and they were telling me some story and stuff, and then the network was not good and stuff, and I was like, hey, stop, don't do that again next time, okay? So I was really checking myself, and I had my support network, my big sister, she's here. I was always like, what do you think about this? And I would write emails, and I would do this, and I would do that, and so I'm happy where I am now, and I hope somebody is going to watch and somebody is going to think about where they are, and somebody is going to think about the way they can get themselves out of the mess they are in. and the way they can. And if you want, for this particular case, if you think you are with a narcissist and you need some help, I can offer that to you, because this is something that can really get somebody go mental if they don't know where they are. So if you can remind me, you watch this, the first 3 people who reach out to me, I will offer them at least a session or 2 for free. That's what I can sometimes do to help people. Yeah, we thank God for received senses, shining my eye, and having people like you in my life, grandson. I appreciate you so much. So please take care of yourself. And if you don't know that you have a problem, well, but if you know that you are with somebody who has a problem, you are not the one to show them that they have a problem. You take yourself out of their life. Take care of yourself. Stop thinking that your job is to fix people. Because in trying to fix them, you can become sick. So at some point, I was like, no, as much as I love Roy, I'm not your mother. And let me remind you, the first time I asked Roy what he wanted in a relationship, he sent me that song, Sweet Mother. And that was like, I put it out there. How can you send a woman the song Sweet Mother when she asks you what you want in a relationship? You want a mother? No, I can't be your mother. But that was a red flag. Sometimes they show it to you like that, but we don't see it because we are blind. We want love. We want that relationship. We want that marriage. And then you get in there and you suffer. You suffer until you end up being my client. Okay, let me go home now. My boys have gone. My house will be so quiet. I don't even know what I want to eat this night. I think I'll go and buy some gambas somewhere. God bless us all.